You're watching Kenosha Community Television.
Welcome to Gateway Connection, the program that offers an inside look at the people, programs, and efforts of Gateway Technical College to connect with the communities, people, and industry it serves. Gateway Connection.
Hello and welcome to Gateway Connections. I'm Jane Herring, the Marketing Director at Gateway Technical College. And on today's program, we're going to learn about the results of an interesting study about the economic impact of Gateway Technical College. We'll learn a little bit more about our urban farming certificate, and it is harvest time. And we will conclude our program today with hearing from Dean Terry Simmons about the culinary program, and they've been involved in a lot of things over the last month and in the coming couple of months. So let's begin the program now with Ann Whynott. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And Ann is the Associate Vice President of Research, Planning, and Development. And recently the college commissioned an economic impact study to determine just how Gateway affects our economy in our Tri-County area, Kenosha, Racine, and Walworth County. And there were some very interesting results from that. In general, what did the study look at? What kind of figures needed to be plugged in?
We contracted with a company called MC, Economic Modeling Specialist International, who does this kind of work. They are located in Idaho. They have done over 1,200 studies for colleges and universities around the world, mostly in the United States. But they have a model where we provide them information on our student population, and they plug that in with all kinds of data from the census, from different government sources, income tax records, all kinds of economic data.
I would imagine like jobless rates and all of that.
Mm-hmm. And so we provide them information on 30 years of our enrollment at Gateway,
Wow.
Our budget, our payroll, student behaviors such as how many students come from other areas to take courses at Gateway, how many students stay in the area after graduating, a whole variety of statistics to that effect. And then they plug it into their model and come back with a report for us.
I do want to mention, because I think the graduate data is very important to the outcome of what I've seen from this story, and I'm always amazed at, and I know you work very hard at it, but the graduate follow-up, which is conducted about 6 months after a student graduates from Gateway Technical College, you get a very high response rate on that.
Yes, we try to get 80% of our graduates to respond. So we do mailings and then phone calls to all of our graduates. We're just starting now to look at the graduates from the past year. So we'll be doing that over the next few months, and we do try to get 80% and a representation from each of our programs.
And I think that really, to me, that's a huge piece of what gives credibility to this study, because we're talking about earnings and money coming back to the community and avoidance of certain social costs to a community, and a lot of that is really dependent on graduates getting jobs and graduates staying in the area, both which are very, very high percentages.
Right. We have about 85% of our graduates have jobs at the time of our survey, and we estimated about 95% stay in the three-county area to live, although some may commute out for work. They're still living in the region.
So let's talk about some of those regional numbers. I know that there was one that was talking about $933.2 million in income to the economy in the three-county area. What do they mean?
The 933 million is a combined total, so it's part of the effect is Gateway itself as a major employer in the three-county area. We employ 600 full-time and part-time permanent workers and another 600 adjunct and other temporary workers. So all of those people on the payroll are spending their money in the community, so that's one effect. Also, Gateway is a purchaser of goods and services. We buy paper, we buy all kinds of supplies from area businesses, so that was included. That's the smaller part of the 933 million. Really about 859 million of that comes from student productivity. So our 30 years of graduates who are out working in the community now earn higher incomes and have productivity for the businesses in the region. So that economic model takes a multiplier effect and looks at what's the impact of all of those graduates out working in the community.
The other part that I thought was interesting, I guess, as a taxpayer myself, and I know you are as well in the Tri-County area, is that $1 of public money invested in Gateway, taxpayers receive a cumulative return of $4.20. So for every dollar I pay in my taxes, I'm really getting $4.20 back somehow.
That's the effect of graduates out working in the community. They are paying taxes, so that is they're contributing to that tax base, as well as there are statistics that show people who are educated use less public services in terms of public assistance, healthcare, crime rates are lower for educated individuals. So all of those contribute to less cost for public.
Well, and that's kind of interesting. I think those costs avoided, normally you could say that without putting dollars and cents to it. I mean, it makes sense. We see it every day. We have some fabulous students who are taking a second chance for themselves by investing in education and finding a career, often being driven by wanting to support their kids. And I love seeing that. We get those testimonials. But if you look at it from a dollar and cent standpoint, that means that they're not getting public assistance.
Right.
That's what you're saying, basically.
Correct.
Okay, and I know we both have sheets in front of us because there are a lot of numbers and we don't want to mess that up any. Is there a particular figure that also spoke to you as being kind of cool?
Well, I think your last comment about the return to the individual student is very important. So I think the study showed for every dollar a student invests in their education, there's a $7.50 return over their lifetime. So their earnings increase enough to bring that back. And that's taking into account the cost of them being enrolled in college. So they're foregoing some income to be in college, they're paying tuition, but there's still a net $7.50 payback to students as well. So I think that's a good message to share with students that there's a return on their investment as well.
Sure is, and I hadn't thought about the income you're not getting because you're in school. So I think we have a lot of students who are working while they're in school, taking either night classes or online classes or driving themselves insane by doing both full time.
Yes.
So they're even getting a greater benefit in the end. But that was an average figure, correct? Let's see. I thought it was kind of interesting that the added income created by Gateway and its students supported the equivalent of 20,818 jobs.
Right. I think that's if you take that $859 million impact that we talked about earlier, 20,000 jobs that equates to. So that difference in income that students are earning because of their education really equates to 20,000 jobs. I think it's a little bit of a nebulous figure to get your hands around, but that is a part of the report
So we've been talking a little bit about facts and figures, and there's a lot of them in the report, and we will direct you to our website if somebody wanted to take a look at some of these information sheets that we have. You could go to gtc.edu and do a search on Economic Impact Report, and you'll be able to see all of the figures that we have, and there are many. But in general, what do you take back, and what does our board of directors take back from a study like this? Why is it important for people to know?
Well, I think we did the study in order to quantify the effect Gateway's having on the community. We wanted to show, we hear individual stories, as you mentioned, about students coming in and having changes in their life based on their education, but we wanted to quantify that and really show taxpayers that Gateway is an investment that pays back the community as well as those individual students, and that it's a good investment. It's a good return. I think one of the statistics cited in here is, if you put your money in a savings account, you're only earning 1%. So the return
Heaven
you're
only
getting,
knows.
the returns here are much greater. So I think it shows that Gateway is truly impacting the 3 counties in a major way.
And we were talking a little bit that the firm MC has done about 1,200 of these types of studies on colleges and universities and communities all across the country. I know you kind of looked at some of the figures from other communities, and I guess what I want to get out of this is, from what you had told me, it's not so cookie cutter. It really, these figures are true for what Gateway's data.
Correct. MC really looks just at our 3 counties when they do this report. So they're taking the data from our local labor market, from our census data. They're looking at the makeup of our population as well as our student body. They looked at the age of our students, the gender of our students, and really matched that to all their statistical information. So it really is tailored for Gateway, and they in fact encourage you not to compare to other colleges because everybody does have a different student makeup and a different local economy and different employers in their region.
Makes good sense. Thank you for joining us today. We've been talking with Ann Whynott, who is the Associate Vice President of Research, Planning, and Development, about the Economic Impact Study. And again, if you want to see more of what we were talking about and double check those figures, please go to our website at gtc.edu, and in the search box type Economic Impact, and you'll see a news release that has quite a few figures in it, as well as various fact sheets that will give you additional information. So as we continue today with Gateway Connections, we will learn more about our urban farming certificate, and then we will conclude the program with more about our culinary arts program. Back with more of Gateway Connections.
The Urban Farming Advanced Technical Certificate at Gateway Technical College provides students with the training and skills to intensively farm small plots of land and bring their crops to market profitably.
And this is an advanced technical certificate in urban farming that is in addition to our horticulture program. Some students that are in the horticulture program will also take the certificate, and some students come in just for the certificate alone. The intent of the certificate is to teach people that not only the importance of local food and of growing your own food, but that you can make a living doing it.
I chose the urban farming program because it's part of the horticulture program, but it also gives you a hands-on, the ability to work hands-on. So you take your seeds and then you start from seed, and you can take it from seed to harvest, and you can see all the changes that the plant goes through.
It's always been my passion to work with plants and everything, and I love growing my own vegetables. I've seen this program, and it's it caught my eye, you know, it's like something I really wanted to do.
We teach basic vegetable gardening, but we also teach market gardening, which is the taking your product, whether it be vegetables or mushrooms or whatever you choose to do, taking it to market or to restaurants, but something that will allow you to basically make an income for yourself and your family.
The Urban Farm gives students who are interested in local foods and urban farming businesses the opportunity to practice all aspects of intensive vegetable and fruit growing.
They will have maybe an hour of lecture to introduce new concepts, to sort of get them started, and then immediately after lecture then they go into planning mode, and then if the classes that are taken during the garden season, of course, they're out immediately planting, transplanting, dividing, doing all the things that you would do in a garden.
I like the planning process. I like where you actually sit through and you decide your seeding schedule, you decide what's going to be planted when. So it's a learning process where you're not just stuck in a classroom reading out of a book.
Gateway's Kenosha campus is home to the most up-to-date horticulture equipment in the newly constructed Pike Creek Horticulture Center. The facility features a 3,000 square foot greenhouse, state-of-the-art labs, classroom space, and public retail space.
And this place actually had just gotten this new facility when I started, so I just wanted to come and check it out, and I fell in love with the place. It was just a beautiful atmosphere, the instructors were awesome, and just the whole place is just brand new and spanking new. So
Yeah, the facilities here are excellent. The last couple of years it's expanded.
The grounds here, we actually have learning gardens. So we stay on campus, we plant a lot of the species that we're going to learn about. We do have 2 functional urban farms. We have an upper farm and a lower farm.
We also have greenhouses in which we grow our plants to get started in this, early in the season. We have an urban farm lab, which functions as a classroom, but it also functions as the base for our urban farm stand.
From planting and growing to harvesting and selling, the Urban Farm Stand is run by students, giving them real-world experience in running an urban farm business.
The students plan the farm, they plan what we're going to grow, they start the seeds in the greenhouses, they plant it, they maintain it, they harvest it.
All of us get together, we discuss what's to harvest, what we have the ability to harvest. Then we start harvesting the produce.
we get it in baskets, we wash it up, we try to wash it as best we can, and then we take it and we basket it up and we set the farm up and everything.
And the market is a great experience. We harvest everything we need, we get everything set up on the table. It works really well.
We do, all of our gardening is with intensive methods, and so you can do this, you can actually make a living, you can make between $40,000 and $60,000 a year on half an acre if you garden intensively. So that's our intent, is to help you figure that out.
I didn't realize how much diversity you can do with just the urban farm. I mean, you can grow for yourself, you can run your own business, you can grow for other growers. There's so much variety and so much opportunity.
We've had students that have started a goat farm. We have students that are making cheese. We have students, of course, that are doing the vegetable gardening. Many of our students do take their vegetables to farmers markets. Some of them are selling to restaurants. You do come out of the certificate program with a business plan in hand. So you should be able just to put your feet on the ground and start running with it.
If you would like to learn more about Gateway's Urban Farming Advanced Technical Certificate, please go to gtc.edu/horticulture.
Welcome back to Gateway Connection. Today we're talking with Terry Simmons, who's our Dean of Service Occupations. Terry, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to us today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Terry, can you tell us a little bit about some of the programs that you are the Dean of
Sure.
at Gateway Technical College?
Sure. As the Dean of Service Occupations, I supervise the cosmetology program, the barbering program on the Kenosha campus, culinary arts, human services, early childhood education.
Wow.
And then I have a protective services cohort of programs such as criminal justice, the Law Enforcement Academy, fire, and EMS, and emergency medical services.
Wow, that's quite a few.
Quite a few
service
diverse
occupations
programs.
for sure.
Yes.
And I hear there's some really exciting things going on in the culinary arts department.
Absolutely, yes. We're very proud of our culinary arts program. It's expanded over the last couple of years. We've got some new facilities out there. Most recently, last Thursday night, we did a dedication of our new demonstration cook room, or cooking classroom there. We want to thank James Angelicis for his great donations and partnership to Gateway Technical College. And a couple of other partners, it's Men's and Butterbuds. So we are very excited about that facility there.
So we're partners with them as well.
We are, yes.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
Yes. Yeah.
And there was some kind of state event at MATC, I believe. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. The Wisconsin Technical College System wanted to really highlight the culinary arts and hospitality programs this year. So what they did this year, we had 3 events that went on last week. One was at Lakeshore Technical College with 2 other colleges with them. One was at Madison College, and a couple of colleges were working with them also. We participated with MATC, Milwaukee Area Technical College, ourselves, Waukesha Community Technical College, and Gateway was all at MATC last Thursday night, where we had a hospitality event. We had we brought some 11 students with us through our hospitality program and our culinary arts program. They provided foods and action stations throughout the evening, as did Waukesha's students and instructors, and Milwaukee's students and instructors also did. It was a great event. We had over 100 people were invited to the event. Those that represent the national organizations of the Bakers of Wisconsin, or the National Restaurant Association and the Hospitality and Tourism Association were there. We just wanted to show what the college effect was of our programming throughout the state in tourism, and it's the numbers are staggering on what we really produce in dollar amounts for tourism out of the hospitality area. So,
really?
yeah.
Do you have any statistics on that off the top of your head?
It's not that I would be safe quoting at this time, but I can definitely provide those for you at some time, though.
Oh, it sounds very exciting. It sounds like a convention. The Restaurant Association was there and all. Very nice.
One large part of that was the students themselves speaking. We had several students from the different programs. Our program that was represented was a hospitality program, and we had one of our students, graduates, speak on his experience of that and where he's gone with his degree. Same with Milwaukee and Waukesha. The students did a wonderful job. I mean, they sell the program themselves. We could have all just sat back in the woodwork and watched them speak all night long. So
how wonderful.
It's good.
Something to be proud of. There's also something really exciting that the culinary arts program has available for the public, the gourmet nights. Could you tell us about that too?
During each semester, the program puts on what they call the fine dining evenings, or gourmet dinner nights, and we hold those dinners in our gourmet dining room, the Breakwater room on the Racine campus there. They happen on the Monday evenings. You can the public can call in and make reservations or check the schedule. They can by calling 262-619-6556. But it's they'll go through a 4 or 5 course meal. The students are serving. They're practicing what it's like to be in a fine dining setting, taking care of the customers. It's a wonderful opportunity for a nominal fee. I mean, it's really good food. It's all made by the culinary arts students, and it's a wonderful opportunity and a great evening. So
I can attest that the food is wonderful coming out of the culinary arts program. So it sounds something very, very much worth attending. And there was something about a demo cooking series as well. Can you tell us about that one?
Absolutely. With our new demonstration kitchen classroom, we're putting together what we call the demonstration kitchen cooking series. So we have our first one coming up on October 10th. We have Chef Robert Siegel of Butterbuds. He's the executive chef there. He's going to come in and he's going to demonstrate for us how to use Butterbuds and those products in everyday cooking. It's unfortunately the space is limited to the first 30, but our plan is to have an ongoing series of these kinds, having guest chef come in and demonstrating something and showing that. So, but if you're available on that time, it's a great opportunity to see some of our professionals in the industry at work here on our campus. So
It sounds wonderful. And is that available to the public as well?
it is at this point, yes. There's information on our website regarding it. Again, it's
Cool.
a limited capacity, so the early birds get the worm.
Right, always like that, right?
Yes.
Okay. There was something as well about, you were talking about the Boys and Girls Club and how the culinary program is involved with them.
Absolutely. For the last couple of years, we've had a partnership with the Boys and Girls Club. And what happens there is that we have a couple of our students and techs will do a 8-week series with the students or the boys and girls at the Boys and Girls Club, providing them recipes, cooking with them, showing them some healthy, safe, and quick meals that they can do, on their own at home.
Right.
They love it a lot. It's a great partnership. We do both. It's just a 45-minute kind of session, but we'll do one with a group that's under the age of 13 and then some that are between 13 and 18. So I tell you, they really enjoy it, and it's fun. And our and you pick up a little bit more than just being able to eat and cook, but you talk about math and how that's being used in cooking and
right.
reading the recipes. So we're doing a little bit of that kind of stuff as we go along. So
And learning about nutrition too.
absolutely.
Where you don't have to just open up a box and put it
Right.
in the microwave. So it sounds very nutritious.
Mm-hmm.
What about the Party on the Lake event?
The Party on the Lake event was, again, there's just that opportunity to thank our donors and our partners, and that was the ribbon cutting for the demonstration cook room that happened on the 25th. So it was a wonderful event there that we finally, after renovating our whole kitchen, we never got around to having a open house to re-show that. So this, with all pieces together, with the fine dining room, the breakwater room, the demonstration cook room, and the enlarged kitchen, we were able to properly thank our donors and our partners and display our new facilities.
I think we did air a video on the new demonstration kitchen, and it is beautiful.
Good.
You had mentioned something before about the technical college effect. Can you explain what you were talking about with that?
Yeah, that goes back to the technical college effect is what effect the technical colleges have on our economy. And hospitality being one of the largest economies for Wisconsin, our programming in culinary arts and restaurant management and hospitality and all that just has a huge impact on the economy, and we wanted to show that effect, and that's what we did with those events that happened last week on the 23rd, 4th, and 5th of September.
And such a nice, wonderful impact too, I have to say.
It's a very good impact, very huge impact, yes.
Truly, the culinary arts program is one of the more popular programs that I hear people talking about.
It is, yeah. It's students like the program. There's wait lists to get into the program. The instructors and staff are just remarkable. They're a great team. They really do a good job with the students, as evidenced to what they turn out. I mean, they do a lot of catering for the college. They do some outside catering. They do a wonderful job.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming today to talk to us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's been really nice. We've been talking to Terry Simmons. He is our Dean of Service Occupations. Please stay tuned for more with Jane Herring.
And thank you, Dawn and Terry, and thank you for joining us today on Gateway Connections.